All right, Jay. Just won the title 3 weeks ago. What have you been doing since you won that title?
I've been being fat. I've been eating. I'm working a lot, man. I gave, my job gave me a lot of time off for the fight, and it was really accommodating. So, I've just been back to work. I just got back to work here last week. Like I said, I'm going to be ready for the end of the year. I'll be in shape by the end of the year, and then whenever the Cage Titans should call me again to defend my belt is the first defense. So we're working on a lot of things, me and Pulver. So a little hush-hush on that, but I'm working on big things for 2019.
Excellent. How do you feel about that fight, brother? 5-round war. You had that fight in control, but it was a great competitive fight here and there. But tell us what the difference was in that fight for you to get your hand raised.
I did exactly what I said I was going to do in that fight. I've set up weeks leading up. I'm like, he's not going to outstrength me. He's not going to take me down. I know that's what he wants to do. A lot of people criticize me for the clinch work when, in fact, I was more active in the clinch. He really hit me like this more than anything, and that would cause the swelling that was on my face. I was kneeing and elbowing the whole time, and then when I watched the fight objectively, and in the outside exchanges, I threw more punches and I landed more. So I don't really know why I was criticized so much for my clinch game, when in fact it was in the later rounds when I did try and engage. If you watch the fight again, I break off the clinch and try and strike openly, and he runs and then re-engages the clinch. So it was a clinch battle, of course, but I don't think that I should be blamed for being boring, because everywhere it went, I tried to keep it active. There was a few times where, not to throw dirt, but, he kind of held me. In the first round, I hit him with a liver shot, and he held on to me. During the later rounds, he was tired, man. He was really tired. You could see it in the third round. He was exhausted. So he held on to me, and he tried to keep me on the cage, and I just dominated him. I knew I was stronger than him, so I just took him, pushed him against the cage, and elbowed him until the end of the round. I couldn't finish him. I'll say that he's got leather skin and a granite chin, that's for sure. I hit him with a head kick. I remember definitively hitting him with my shin, and he didn't go anywhere. I hit him with some smoke, and so that guy's a tough guy, but I dominated the fight. I said I was going to do that. Everything in 2018 I said I was going to do, I have done. So that's where I'm at.
Excellent. You had 4 big fights. I've been busy. How did it feel to go into Cage Titans? I mean, it is your home now too, because you've had you fought for the championship. You had a few wins in there before that title fight. How did it feel to grasp that title, which you said you were going to do, out of his hands after him holding it for so long? It really just validated all the work that I've done to this point. You know what I mean? I've had my heights, my peaks, and my falls, and I've been to the big show as far as Bellator, and I failed there, and from those failures I grew into a better fighter. I started to learn more about the game itself and how to train smarter and not necessarily harder all the time, and trust the process and go with my coaches, just trust in my coaches, and it felt amazing. I've been doing this since I was 14 years old, and to be a champion of anything means you're the best at something somewhere. And at the end of my life, I can look back at my children and my grandchildren and say I was the best at this. Nobody could touch me at this point. And not only grabbing the belt validates that, but defending it will completely solidify it. At one point, I took the belt and I was the undisputed champion. No one can take that from me, and I don't intend to let them. So. Excellent. Where's that belt sitting right now at home?
It's on my mantle at the moment. It's just right by my whiteboard. So I have a whiteboard with, goals and stuff like that, and I have it right next to it. It's nice and shiny. It's a little beat up, that belt, because somebody didn't take care of it for 4 years.
So, all right, Jay. So you're back training, man. Sure. You got a bunch of training partners getting ready for fights. What's left? You're relaxing a little bit, but you're back to training. What's the rest of the year going to do? I know you're not fighting this year, but how's the rest of the year going to go for you?
The rest of the year is about planning, pretty much figuring out what the plan is for next year. Obviously it's Cage Titans, but how many more wins do we need for Cage Titans before I'm the next one? That's my plan. By the end of 2019, I'd like to at least be considered for the UFC. If I put 4 more wins together, that's an 8 fight win streak in 2 years. So it's like, what else do I need at that point? Right now, I'm just helping my teammates. You know what I mean? They were really, really helpful to me during mine. They did whatever they could to make sure that I got the looks that I needed, especially my coaches. So my coaches tell me to show up and help these certain people. You know, you got Peter Barrett going to Bellator, Sean Lally. We got a bunch of people. We got Chip. You know, I can't really help Chip because he's not a human being. But, you know, all fighting for titles and, you know, and boxing and MMA. And I'm here for my team, you know what I mean? I like to be a leader here. I like to show everybody that I care as much about them as they do about me. So the rest of the year is just making sure we keep the win streaks alive. You know, Sityodtong's been, I think, killing it this year. So in every aspect of combat sports. So I'm here to give back to my gym. And then 2019, it's the year of the Saiyan, baby. I'm taking it over again and then going to the UFC.
Excellent. Jay, you won that title, man. You're a big factor in 135 division in all of New England. Where do you think you sit among all the 135ers around the New England area?
Top 5, dead or alive, baby. There's nobody in New England. There's nobody in America. There's nobody on this continent that can take me and just whoop my ass on my best day. And I defy anybody to come and try and prove me wrong. On my best day, I think I could take TJ or Cody. So. I don't really care who it is that stands across from me. I'm going to slump you dead and send you back to your mama in a body bag. So come try and take my belt and take my streak from me. I'm right here, baby. 100 Broadway, Somerville, Massachusetts. This is where I live, so you can come find me any day.
Excellent. Last thing, buddy. Social media, you're going to be busy, and we're going to be looking out for you. How do we get in touch with you?
On Instagram, I'm at savage_Perrin23. On Facebook, you can look me up under Jason Patrick. On Twitter, I think I'm sperrin23, at sperrin23. I just joined Twitter because I guess I'm supposed to have one. So, you know, hit me up on there, follow me, see what kind of antics I can get up into.
Excellent. Final word? Anything?
Bang, bang, sick gang, baby. We're taking over. That's it. I'm going to the UFC, and then in the next 3 years, you're going to see me with a shiny gold belt around my waist. That's the plan. So I'm here to take over, make my money, be like the Conor McGregor in New England. Call me the Mickey Ward of 2019 if you'd like. But I'm coming back, baby. Let's go.